The Rays offense has been scorching the last 4 games, averaging better than 6 runs a game and pounding out 49 total hits. Tonight, Tampa Bay, with a trick or two up its sleeve, as Sergio Romo moves from reliever to starter for the first time in his career. Late night with the Rays from Southern California starts now. We welcome you to Anaheim, California, just down the road from Hollywood. Rays and the Angels will square off in Game 3 of this 4-game series. The Rays next to last game on this coast-to-coast road trip. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball. The Rays and the Angels go at it again with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. We'll hear from Michelle Margot as well. Well, the Rays have won 5 in a row, the longest winning streak currently going in the major leagues, and the offense has had a lot to do with that lately.
Listen, this offense, you go over the last 4 games, what they've been able to do. First of all, the long ball has come back. That's certainly going to always help out, but they have been able to piece together innings using the whole field. Look what they've been able to do. 25 runs, 49 hits, 8 homers. That works out to a .327 average. And how about this? At least 10 hits in all 4 games. They've done that 20 times this season. Good enough for second in Major League Baseball. It's that consistent approach. Use the whole field. Everybody's contributing 1 through 9, even guys off the bench. They get an opportunity, they somehow come through with a couple of hits. Let's hope that they can keep it up here for a couple more games.
Well, there seems to always be something new with the Rays, and tonight, Sergio Romo is going to make the start. In fact, his first start in pro baseball since the South Atlantic League when he pitched for Augusta back in 2006.
And you know he is jacked up. Some kind of jacked up is Sergio Romo after 588 career appearances in the big leagues, all out of the pen. He gets to go out and really, it's a dream. Gets to start a major league ball game. He's got 84 saves, so he knows how to finish them. Now he's going to figure out, can he start him? It'll be interesting to see how long Kevin Cash goes with him. Can't think it's going to be more than a couple of innings, but you got to believe he's flying high right now.
Well, there's Sergio Romo out there. His longest outing in terms of hitters faced this year, 7 hitters in 1 outing. And he'll be opposed by left-hander Andrew Heaney, who has come back from Tommy John surgery. So the righty for a time, Romo. Heaney makes the start, the lefty for the Angels. Another late night with the Rays. And when we come back, Michelle Margot will have some late night spectacles.
Three here at the Big A, where the Rays look to take this series. And in this edition of Late Night with the Rays, we're taking it back to 1993 when Jose Canseco had a little bit of a malfunction in the outfield. Watch.
I remember this. They've been showing this on TV a lot. Swagger. I got it. Oh. No, I do not. Funny thing about that is that it's happened to me before. Just not a home run.
Yeah, that is, I mean, I need that to happen. Need to me on the hitting end. That would be awesome. Like, how good are you feeling? You flew out to the track? No, homer. Like, that never happens. It's always the opposite. Oh, I think I got it. Nope, flew out to the track. Gosh, that's awesome.
That was a forgettable play in his career. You know, he can sit here and laugh at it now, and I know he laughed right after it happened, but if you're that pitcher in that moment, that's the farthest thing from funny. But like I said, you know, he can look back on it now and say his skull aided a home run, but you know, that's not good for defensive metrics. So kids, do not do that. That is no bueno.
We'll have more Late Night with the Rays throughout the game tonight. Mr. Dwayne Stats, up to you in the booth.
Thank you very much. Rays, after their 6th consecutive win, they are 6-3 on this road trip. We'll take a look at the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Daniel Robertson leads it off, followed by Crone and Duffy. Matt Duffy back in there. Ramos, Arroyo, and Ruff Snyder down the middle. Johnny Field, Malik Smith, and Jesus Sucre, 7, 8, and 9, going up against the left-hander.
Well, the left-hander tonight is Andrew Heaney here for the Los Angeles Angels, and you see what he's done his last 4 starts. He's been on a very nice run. However, he has saved his best for his most recent start, and that was against the very tough Houston Astros. He went 8 innings, gave up just 4 hits and 1 earned run in picking up his second win.
Here is the first pitch of this game. Swung on and popped foul straight back, headed for the upper deck. 67 degrees as we start play. 284 average for Robertson to start. The strike on the corner. 0-2. Ground ball sharply hit to third. That's Cozart, good glove over there, and he makes the play. 1 away.
Well, let's go ahead and set the rest of that Angel defense for you here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we have Justin Upton, Mike Trout, and Cole Calhoun. Across the infield, third to first, Zach Cozart, Andrelton Simmons, Ian Kinsler, and Jeffrey Marte, with Martin Maldonado behind the plate.
C.J. Crone steps in here. He goes after the first pitch and sends it foul up the right field side and out of play. Crone 0 for 4 last night, but with a walk and a run scored, and that kept that streak alive of reaching base. There's a ground ball in the hole to short, deep, and a long throw. Simmons throws a strike to Marte. 2 up, 2 down on a couple ground balls.
Well, the wrong guy to challenge in the hole. Andrelton Simmons, as much range as any shortstop in Major League Baseball. Has got a very strong and accurate arm to go with it. Try to make a bid, but forget it.
Now Matt Duffy back in the lineup. Duffy out with tightness in the right hamstring. Takes a pitch upstairs, 1-0.
Well, very encouraging, though, that you're able to get him back in the lineup after just a couple of days off. Did not have to DL him.
It's a ball, 2-0. We both watched him take a little extra infield, and he was moving pretty good.
He was down at third base, taking ground balls. Arm looked strong. Had some bounce in his step, so he's ready to go.
And to take there on the pitch wide, it's 3-0. A little 6-game hitting streak for Duffy. 11 of 23 in that stretch. And ball 4. So the Rays got a base runner. 2-out walk on 4 pitches. And that will get Ramos up there. Only 9 walks coming into this game for the Angels starter tonight in 34 1/3 innings. To go with 39 strikeouts.
Yeah, nice job of really that strikeout to walk ratio. More strikeouts than innings pitched for that matter for a guy who's not overpowering. You know, that fastball averages about just under 92 miles an hour, about 91 and a half.
And the pitch is a strike. Wilson Ramos, a big power night last night. 2 home runs for the 6th time in his career, and the second one was home run number 100 of his career.
It was interesting too, listening to his comments after the game last night. You know, talking about the previous couple of games where he was swinging at pitches well outside of the strike zone. Said he kind of was getting away from what had made him successful. Had a couple of bad nights. Talked to Chad Mottola and Ozzie Timmons. They said, hey, listen, relax, get back into swinging at pitches that are out over the plate. Don't get too jumpy. Well, turn that right into a multiple home run night. The genius, 51.
And a wave and a miss, reaching for that one. That changeup is a good pitch for Heaney, as we just saw there.
Well, we've seen his arsenal here tonight already. A lot of fastballs early. That changeup, you're right, Dwayne, because the arm action is very good. Mimics the fastball. And then basically it's a curveball slider. I mean, it's really a slurve. 78, 79 miles an hour.
He slings the fastball up there that time at 93, 2-2.
Yeah, that's a great description, because that's exactly what it looks like he is doing when he throws that fastball. Mixes the pitches well, and you have to. If you're not overpowering and you're only throwing 3 pitches as a starter, you had better mix well and you'd better move the ball around the zone.
Ground ball, foul outside of third. Well, Heaney originally drafted by the Rays in 2009. He's from Oklahoma City and decided to go to Oklahoma State and pitched there for the Cowboys.
Over the years, known more for their hitting than their pitching. I guess that's the Big 12 in general. No defense, all offense.
And now the count is full. Well, a walk on 4 pitches to Duffy, now 3-2 to Ramos. Heaney will be 27 years old next month. And a foul ball. So we'll do it again. Duffy getting a start there with a full count and 2 outs.
You know, this, no matter how this turns out for the Rays, this is kind of indicative of what this offense has been doing. You know, Heaney looked like he was going to have a quick 1-2-3 inning. But, you know, Duffy works a 4-pitch walk. Now Ramos is battling him on a full count. The pitch count starts to elevate. They have made the opposing pitchers that they face work very hard.
Yeah, Heaney got 2 outs with 5 pitches. And strike 3 called at the knees. So the Rays are out of there. They leave a man. We go to the bottom of inning 1. No score.
game to the bullpen, and Cash said, "Hey, what if I asked you to start a game?" And I said, "Well, heck yeah, man, let's do it. Why not?" For me, the little kid in me, of course, that what a box to check off. To be a starting pitcher in a Major League Baseball game. I don't know. It's pretty fun. Well, they're asking me to be me, and I think the only thing that seems odd is that it's the very first inning of the game, possibly going into the second or something of the sort. You never know. What if I throw 3 pitches?
Well, after 588 appearances in the big leagues, a 4-time All-Star makes a start, and he faces Zach Cozart. First pitch is in there, a strike.
He could not wipe the smile off his face. He could hardly talk. He was so geeked up for this. You got to really feel happy for Sergio Romo. Like he said, check off the box. I'm going to get to start a Major League Baseball game.
This one is down. It's 1-1. It'll be interesting to see how deep he goes. Two and one. Romo making his 19th appearance overall and the first start. That's a strike, and it's 2-2. The former Ray, Troy Percival, who was a 4-time All-Star, former Ray and former Angel for that matter, and he started a game in 2007 with the Cardinals at Pittsburgh after 638 relief appearances. This one is down. And so Romo makes the start here after 588 Major League appearances.
And what a difference. The preparation is different, and I'm sure that, Percival and Romo are out there trying to go as quickly as they do when they normally come into a game.
High popper, that's headed out of play down the left field side.
But the idea behind this is well, I'm a little taken aback here. This looks like a lineup from the California Penal League.
Look at that list. Percival, then Todd Jones, 632. Chuck McElroy, the lefty. And now Romo.
Who would you go to for protection?
I tell you what, you could pick any of those guys. Romo's pretty good, though.
He is.
Yeah,
Todd Jones, the mustache. Looks like someone to not be messed with in the joint.
There's a cut and a miss. He got Cozart to chase that one. And a quick look at the lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Cozart, then Trout and Upton. Upton back in the lineup. Pujols, Simmons, and Kinsler. Marte at first. Calhoun back and play right field, and Maldonado will do the catching. Mike Trout against Romo. Trout 1 of 2 in his career against the Rays right-hander. That fastball is inside, up and in a bit at 86.
And with Romo, that's what it's going to be. That fastball sits usually around that velocity, and then a couple different styles of breaking ball.
1-1.
Not afraid to challenge Trout here with a couple of heaters up in the zone. That's where a lot of pitchers for a long time have attacked Trout. Been better with that pitch this season.
Trout getting time. He snapped an 0 for 21 in the 8th inning last night with a home run off Chaz Rowe. You see his hot zones in red.
I gotta believe that down the middle is probably not favorable either, even though it was not red. I don't think I'd be venturing into that area very often.
.291 overall for Trout. He's hitting .229 at home this year. close. But a ball, and it's 2-2.
Boy, did not miss by much. You know, Romo with that sweeping slider. Look how long this stays in the zone. And then at the end, works its way out. That's a good take.
And a cut and a miss. He got him to chase that one. Took a little off and a big break.
Yeah, Sergio, I'll tell you what an adjustment made. Said you're not going to be able to chase it again, and on top of that, I'm going to subtract maybe 3-4 miles an hour from it. Keeps it down. Boy, that is a nice pitch and more depth to that one than the previous pitch. Romo doing a nice job here through the first two hitters.
So a couple strikeouts, and now it's Justin Upton. He takes a fastball, strike one. Upton left the game here Thursday when he was hit by a pitch in the left hand, and did not play in last night's game. Hitting third in the lineup tonight. Takes the breaking ball, and it's wide. 1-1.
And this is a guy really that they need back in the lineup because they have been offensively challenged here on this homestand, and he's had a very hot month of May. You see right there, 7 bombs, 21 driven in.
It's down a bit. Yeah, the Angels have dropped 4 in a row, and they've averaged under 2 runs a game in that stretch.
They're just not going to win. You can't win at this level, not consistently with that kind of offensive output. And your hottest hitter in this month.
Fly ball toward the line and right, a long run for Field, and that's foul. He was pulled over toward right center, and Upton fouls it. 2-2.
You know, and we were going to get into this a little earlier. You know, the thinking behind this, you have Romo start this game, and he goes the first 5-6 hitters, you know, maybe 7. Then you're going to bring in Ryan Yarbrough, and you know everybody talks about the third time through the lineup, and so for Cozart, Trout, Upton, Pujols, those guys for the third time through for Yarbrough, if he starts the bottom third of this lineup, is going to come later in the game. It allows him to maybe get deeper into the game and then hand the ball off to your setup guy in the closer if things go well.
Well, it's an interesting approach to be sure. We'll see how it works out. Full count here to Upton, and who knows? You know, the Rays are looking at a similar situation tomorrow, and Kevin Cash hasn't said who he's going to start. Depending on how this works out, it could be any number of pitchers, including, how about this? How about Romo coming back tomorrow? You think that's a possibility? I think it is.
I do too.
We'll see how it goes tonight. Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. 3 up and 3 down go the Angels against Sergio Romo. All 3 swinging third strikes. Getting Cozart. Took something off the curveball to Trout. And then Upton. No score through an inning. Christian Arroyo will open the second inning for the Rays. The young infielder facing the lefty. One ball, no strikes. Heaney comes in with a strike there, 1-1. Well, the Rays had a base runner in the first. On the walk to Duffy, he was left on. 1-2. Change up.
Man,
Well, you can see how that's a good pitch.
It's the arm speed. I mean, it really looks, as he delivers that ball to the plate, that's supposed to be a fastball. It's about 10 miles an hour off. 81 to 91, and back and forth he goes. Sprinkle in the breaking ball. His delivery is pretty effortless. He doesn't put a lot into it. As you said, he kind of slings the ball to the plate.
It's fouled out of play. Well, Arroyo's off to a good start. He was on base 4 times last night. He drove in a run with an infield hit, tripled and scored, had a couple walks. Thursday night, he was 2 for 5 with a run scored. And he is out this time. Strike 3 call. Well, Heaney, that kind of pitcher. I mean, it's tough to guess along with him, and there is some deception, but there's that pitch up, and it's in the zone.
When Ryan Yarbrough finally gets into this game, he's the same kind of guy. It's really hard to guess along with him. They do a really good job of mixing their pitches, trying not to get into too many patterns.
Now strike 1 to Rep Snyder.
And really, that's the way you have to pitch. If you're not going to be an overpowering guy that can tell a guy what's coming and still just muscle him up. You know, his fastball's been at 91, the breaking ball 78, 79, 81, 82 on the changeup. You've got to mix and match all night.
The 0-2 skied on the infield. Kinsler back a couple of steps into the outfield, and the Angels' second baseman handles it. A strikeout and a pop out. 2 away for Johnny Field. Field with 3 home runs. This is his 22nd game for the Rays, hitting .293. First pitch, the breaking ball stays wide. Heaney in his last 4 starts has been very good. It's upstairs, 2-0, fastball. Earned an average of 180 in his last 4 starts. It was against the Yankees, the Orioles, the Rockies, and the Astros.
Yeah, no gimmies in that bunch.
Now a strike. He's very judicious with the location.
You haven't seen too many pitches out over the heart of the plate, a couple of off-speed pitches, but they've been, down in the zone or at the very top of it. Got to work the fringes. Could have.
And it's 3-1. On deck is Malik Smith. Should Field keep the inning going. And there's a 2-out walk again. So Field draws the base on balls, heads to first. Johnny Field aboard. Alex Smith on his way to the plate.
Now this Rays lineup as a whole, I mean, they're going to have bad at-bats from time to time, no doubt about that. But for the most part, they make you work. They're not just going to give at-bats away. They're not going to chase a ton, especially early in the count. Maybe with 2 strikes you can get them to do that, but they're going to make you earn your strikes.
Yeah, and I really think that makes this an interesting team, a fun team to watch with the at-bats that they put together. 1 through 9 in the lineup. Little bouncer backhanded by Marte, and the toss to first is wild. The Rays will have men at first and second now, on that errant toss by Marte.
That's what speed does, Dwayne. That was the pressure of Malik Smith getting up the line, because Marte's pulled well off the bag, and now he's got to rush the throw and get something on it. And he throws it way too high and way too far out in front of Andrew Heaney. Realizing, listen, we don't have time for this because it's a race. And that's what pressure does. And that's what the Rays do to an opposing defense.
Well, 2 men on with 2 outs. Second error of the year charged to Marte.
I'll tell you what, too, the Angels have been sloppy all around in this series.
Jesus Sucre at the plate. Down and in to him, 1-0. Sucre hitting .238, but he's put together some good at-bats.
He's a win-it-counts guy. You know,
Yep.
get a couple of guys on base, and all of a sudden he will lock it in.
Yeah, his at-bats are better than the .238 average might indicate. He will not bite, and it's 2-0. With 2 outs and men in scoring position, 3 for 6 with a double.
And he should get a pitch to hit right here. Heaney needs to come into the zone down 2-0.
And he misses high. Fastball makes it 3-0.
Well, you'll take that. He wants to walk Sucre, get Robertson up here with the bases juiced. All of this because of another 2-out walk.
It's a strike, 3-1. Heaney with wins over Houston and Baltimore, losses to the Giants and the Rockies. Heaney stepping back, Sucre taking a couple extra swings, stepping out of the box. And ball 4. So a couple of walks sandwiched around an error, and the Rays have the bases loaded for the top of the order. That would be Daniel Robertson. So 3 walks already. Again, he had walked 9 in 34 and a third innings, covering 6 starts. And he's walked 3 already in an inning and 2/3 tonight.
Facing a lineup, we talked about it in the open, 4 straight games of at least 10 hits, scoring a ton of runs, having good at-bats up and down the lineup. These guys just aren't giving things away. So, they're, like we said, they're going to force you to earn your strikes. And right now with Heaney, they're taking the borderline pitches. Andy Fletcher, you know, he's been consistent just off the plate. He's calling it a ball.
Yeah, and Fletcher's not inclined to give you strikes that might be a little off the plate. And his history based on his career, that's a career trend. But last year, the league average of strikes to balls was 2.53. His was 2.03. That's a significant difference.
Yeah, over a season, that's almost like he doesn't give you a lot of strikes that are on the plate.
Time, just as Heaney was set to go into his windup. Now the pitch. Robertson takes a strike.
Robinson hit the ball hard, sharply to third base his first time up. Find a hole, you get a couple runs batted in.
He swings and sends one deep into left. Upton's going to go to the wall. This one is gone. Grand slam for Daniel Robertson. And on one swing of the bat, the Rays take a 4-0 lead. How about that? Robertson down 0-1. Hits his 5th home run of the year, and it's a slam. He's doing that in front of the home folks. He has a big contingent. He's had a couple hundred here the first couple games. And they've come out tonight, and that gave them something to cheer about.
He gave him an ode as he rounded first base. I'll tell you what, the Rays have come into this Angel Stadium in Anaheim and just ripped the soul out of this team.
A swing and a miss by Crone. Well, having said that, there's a workman-like approach the Rays have. This is a throwback to a blue-collar type of team. And when you talk about soul, this team has that blue-collar soul, especially on this road trip.
Up and down the lineup. I mean, all the different guys. How often do we talk about using the other side of the field and working quality at bats? You're right. Blue-collar grinders.
Well, Crone is out on strikes, but Robertson delivers the big blow, his first career grand slam. It comes on an 0-1 pitch. He got tremendous carry, and that ball traveled a long way. 4-0 Rays. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Grand slam in the top of the inning, and the Rays are out to a 4-0 lead. And as we go to the bottom of the second, the Rays will have a new pitcher. Sergio Romo worked the first, struck out the side, made 18 pitches. And now Ryan Yarbrough enters this game with this 4-run lead.
Well, he is on for the 11th time, and the record 3-2, ERA 3.93. He's been staked to a 4-run lead here. And his last 4 outings, he's gone 4 innings, 5 innings, 5 innings, 5 innings. And if Kevin Cash could get that, maybe even a little bit more out of him tonight, he would be thrilled. But what about the job that Sergio Romo did? His first start in his career after 588 career outings out of the bullpen. And he has a scoreless 3-up, 3-down inning, all punchies.
So Kevin Cash makes the pitching change. Albert Pujols will be the first man to face Yarbrough. The pitch is a strike at the knees. Pujols batting .246. Bounces it foul. 0-2. Yarborough worked Monday. And there's a soft line drive sent the other way and drops in front of field for an opposite field single. Pujols making contact, sends it the other way on an 0-2 delivery.
You think that maybe Kevin Cash got Romo out of there too quick?
3,011 hits now for Pujols.
I'll tell you what, the Rays have done a really nice job with Pujols in this series. He just kind of sweeps that ball, and you can see laborious getting down the line, does not run very well, and is going to act like a clog here on the base paths.
Andrelton Simmons, that pitch is a strike. Simmons, the 4th leading hitter in the American League at .338. Three homers, 25 runs batted in. One and one. Yarborough in his outing Monday in Kansas City worked 5 innings, gave up 1 run on 5 hits, and eventually got the win in a 2-1 win for the Rays. Colomé closed that game out. 2-1 now. Ground ball back to the mound. Yarborough to second, 1, and Arroyo's throw to first to complete the 1-4-3 double play.
Ryan Yarbrough was so excited to get that ball back to him with a good hop. He almost threw that ball to second base a little too early. Right here it is, 1 hop. Okay, let's get this started. Arroyo gets there in time, and there's the turn. Gotta love those.
So the leadoff single erased on the double play. Ian Kinsler. Kinsler, the second baseman, and you know his history. A middle infielder with excellent power. Drives it into center. Alex Smith takes care of that. It turns out to be a quick inning. We're going to go to the third. 4-0 Rays.
Yeah.
WB Mason, who but WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. We go to the third. Matt Duffy leads it off and comes out swinging, fouling the pitch away. Duffy back in the lineup tonight. Drew a 2-out walk in the first. Was left on base. Ramos will be next, and then Arroyo. 0-2. Rays with a 4-run second. The only hit of that inning was the home run by Daniel Robertson. The inning kept alive on the error, so all 4 of those runs unearned. But the Rays happy to have them and this 4-run lead. Duffy out on strikes.
And they may be unearned, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of culpability there too for Heaney because of the 2-out walk, and then after the air, the walk to Sucre, the 9-hole hitter, before you give up the grand slam. So there's a good amount of that fault lays at the feet of Andrew Heaney, just not being able to finish that inning. And you know what? Credit the Rays for adding, keeping that pressure on, able to plate 4.
A shot down the left field line, but it's going to hook foul back into the seats. Strike the count. Well, that goes to what we talked about earlier with the Rays lineup working at bats. They work the count, and that's something of a departure from what we've seen in recent times. 0-2 now. I mean, this really is a throwback. When there used to be, and there's still some difference between the National League and American League, but it used to be a little more defined. You would see a lot of hitters work at bats the way this lineup does for the Rays.
And it's not just a couple of guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
top to bottom.
It really is. And not only do they work at bats, but it was even talking to Ozzie Timmons this morning out in the parking lot.
Yep.
And Ozzie was talking about Christian Arroyo going the other way last night. And he's like, yeah, I really like the way that he was, going the other way. That's something that they're not only teaching, but they get excited when okay, you got another new young hitter that comes up and is hitting the ball the other way. There's a lot of hits out there, and you're going to be pull heavy all the time. You're easy to defend, and you're easy to pitch to. You make it a lot tougher on the defense, and you make it a lot tougher on the pitcher if you're willing to hit the ball where it's pitched.
Ozzie just up as a first base coach for the Rays this year. Here's Arroyo now. And the pitch is a strike. But when he played, he played a few years in the Rays minor league systems as a veteran type hitter in the lineup. And a guy like that in your system, whether it's AA or AAA, mostly AAA, what a great asset that is to be around young developing hitters. To have a guy with an idea. There's a line drive, but it's right at Simmons. And Arroyo is out. 3 up, 3 down, go the Rays. 4-0 Tampa Bay. lead. Reminder, the Rays have a new ticket package for fans. Thursday, May 24th, the Rays play host to the Red Sox, and you can get a $19.98 ticket combo that includes a 20-ounce bottle of Coca-Cola beverage and chips with each ticket purchase. Visit RaysBaseball.com for more info. Rays up. Ryan Yarbrough set to open the bottom of the third. There's a first pitch strike to Jeffrey Marte. Yarbrough came in throwing strikes, had first pitch strikes to all three hitters in the second, and now to Marte to begin the bottom of the third. 1-1. Rays coming home after this series. Day game tomorrow, and then Tuesday night they'll begin a 6-game homestand. First team in, the Boston Red Sox for 3, then Baltimore for 3. And then it's right back out to the West Coast again to Oakland.
Yeah, a couple things, Dwayne. First of all, I'm sure that you're as excited as I am to get back home. Seems like this road trip has been a very long road trip.
It's been as long as the country is wide, truly coast to coast.
And as far as the Boston Red Sox go, first team the Rays will face when they do get back home, I thought we only played divisional opponents 19 times a season because we got to be closing in on that already against that team.
I'll tell you, once that series is over, we're not going to see much of the Red Sox at all.
Not such a bad thing.
The ground ball, that's fair back of the bag, picked up there by Duffy, and the throw is in time, but wait, somebody called it foul.
Late call. Cadillac late call.
Wow.
It was almost called, it may have been yelled, but the hand signal wasn't given until Duffy had already flagged down that baseball. Watch this, into the glove.
I'm telling you.
Now the call.
So it's a full count now.
It was a Tim McClellan down the third base line.
And strike 3 call right there. That takes care of Marte. First strikeout for Yarbrough and the first out here in the third.
And let me guarantee you this, Yarbrough would rather have had that. Rather have the strikeout than the ground out. So he's thinking.
Great pitch too.
It was right at the bottom of the zone. His best velocity of the night.
It's Cole Calhoun. You see that shot, Yarbrough's ready to go.
Oh,
and Calhoun taking some time to get into the box there.
And that's not the first time. Angels are trying to slow play him, and Yarbrough's like, look, I'm ready whenever you are, bud.
Outside 1-0. And the big shift is on. Rays have Duffy on the left side, and that's it.
You're going to have to describe it well, Dwayne, because there's no drawing for me. They took my toy away.
Uh-oh.
Yep. It's going to have to be the velvety descriptions of Dwayne's stats, and Gary's going to have to tag guys. There'll be no circling, drawing.
Well, suffice to say, the Rays now have Robertson in shallow right field with the shift on. High fly ball toward the line and left. Refsnyder with time enough to get there. That ball very high and just inside the line. Refsnyder makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Martin Maldonado. Maldonado hitting .253. Pitch is a strike. The Rays start this game in third place in the American League East. Blue Jays lost their game today. So the Rays have moved ahead of Toronto.
Toronto is up 4-0 at home and going into the 8th inning.
Yep.
Gave up 5 in the 8th. Disappointing loss, but gives the Rays a chance to jump a full game ahead of them if they can win here tonight.
Fly ball into left, and Ref Snyder's waiting on this one. It's a 1-2-3 third. We go to the fourth. Ref Snyder will lead it off. 4-0 Rays.
Presents Hats Off for Heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Welcome back to Anaheim. The Rays hold a 4-0 lead on the grand slam by Daniel Robertson in the second inning. Ref Snyder to lead off the fourth against the lefty Andrew Heaney. And that's a strike on the outside part of the plate. Chop toward third, charged by Cozart, and the pickup and throw. That's a nice play. Cozart reaching down on a short hop to start that play and get Ref Snyder.
Well, impressed with how quickly he got rid of the baseball. That was a tough play. He had to bust it as soon as the ball was hit with that high chop to try to smother it on a short hop, and then gets rid of it very quickly. Nicely done there by the Angel third baseman.
Johnny Field. The curveball started wide, caught the corner. Field walked with 2 outs. The Rays struck with 2 outs in the second inning.
2 outs had nobody on.
Yep. Upstairs. It was the Field walk. Smith reached on the error. Sucre walked. Daniel Robertson lowered the boom.
Give Malik Smith credit too. That was a forced error.
Yep. 2-1. Well, this club plays hard. You give that to them. Three balls and a strike. You know, that's something that Kevin Cash said all the way back in the spring when you had a lot of new faces there and a lot of questions. Pitch is fouled up the right side. That's going to be out of play. And I recall Kevin Cash talking about the makeup of this team. He was really satisfied with the effort he got all spring from this team. You know, and you hear that a lot in the spring. You think, well, of course, everybody's trying to make the team, trying to impress as much as they can. But I think he saw something more and thought that that could be a nice theme running through the makeup of this team. Base hit the other way for Field. He makes a turn and hangs on, and he's on for the second time.
Well, it speaks to the character of the team, the quality of the individual. You know, you got a lot of different guys who I think looked at this season as an opportunity for themselves, but they're doing it the right way. You know, there's not a guy that's out there, you know, especially when you're talking about this lineup, you know, trying to do things on their own. Everybody's, you know, C.J. Cron, obviously leading the way with the home runs, ton of runs driven in, but he's just as likely to hit a ball the other way, hustling on, you know, he's got 2 infield hits on this road trip.
Alex Smith takes the ball.
Everybody's doing the little things. And it's really an easy team to like.
Without question. You pay attention to what this team does and how they do it. I don't see how you can't like this team. There's a strike. 1-1. Alex came into the game among the top 10 in the American League in hitting. Came in at .315, 8th in the league. He takes a strike and he's behind the lefty. 1-2. Tap right side. Marte to second, out there and safe at first. Heaney over to cover to take the throw. No chance to double up Alex Smith.
I hate to say this, but you almost wish Johnny Field had not reached on first base, because that would have been another play where Marte coming way off the line. Now, how's he going to get it to Heaney? That was what caused the bad throw last time, but he had another option there to get the lead runner, Johnny Field, which is what he did.
Well, 2 outs with Smith at first on a fielder's choice. Jesus Sucre steps in. A toss to first. No stolen base attempts against Heaney coming into this game in 6 prior starts.
But this is where you always wonder, is this attempt number 1? 2 outs and a guy with speed to burn at first.
Up the right side, and Calhoun had him shaded toward the line. Makes the catch. Rays leave a man, pick up a hit. 4-0 Tampa Bay mid-4.
Anaheim. Well, in this edition of Late Night with the Rays, we're taking it back to 1983 when George Brett hit an infamous home run in the controversial Pine Tar game.
Everybody know what comes to mind with George Brett. Him running and screaming at that umpire about that home run, which I think is totally justified. Because last time I checked, you had to hit a home run to get a home run. I don't care how much pine tar I got on my back.
This is my guy. This is my guy. No doubt. I mean, I love home runs so much. If this would ever happen to me, that's the reaction. Like somebody robs you, you just keep running right out to the outfield and get them.
Now, those hitters seem to think that he was justified. What do you guys think?
Well, it was a technicality, that's for sure. But I think both Malix and Brad had a point there. I mean, the guy hits the home run, and you're not supposed to have any substance on the bat that high up off the handle. But I think I would have been a little upset as well.
Are there no rules anymore? And we just let everything go.
It's just an isolated incident. I would not propose letting everything go.
I think it was one of the greatest meltdowns in baseball
no
history.
question.
Because he went, and the great thing is the time that I got to play out in Kansas City, got to know George Brett a little bit, spending time around the clubhouse, it brings it closer to home for me because that's him. 0 to 60 right now.
Yep.
There is no build-up. The decision is made, and it is snapdragon.
Yeah, he was full speed, top step of the dugout.
Oh, I mean, no.
Dick Hauser out there trying to run interference.
And by the way,
Joe Simpson and Leon Roberts.
That was a heated rivalry at that time, too. Royals-Yankees did not like each other. And you're on the road, and they're saying that's not a home run, and George Brett's their guy. Forget about it. He's going to lose his mind, which is exactly what he did to our benefit.
I thought it was interesting because it involved Billy Martin.
Oh,
and
right.
he's had a few disagreements with umpires as well. As we've seen in this series, there's a wave and a miss by Cozart. And another strikeout for Yarborough, his second. Sergio Romo worked the first inning and struck out Cozart, Trout, and Upton. Gave way to Yarborough. And now this is the beginning of the third inning for the Rays left-hander. And here's Mike Trout. Trout started the night hitting .291. The pitch is upstairs. Ball, no strikes. Two and 0. That's fouled back. 2 and 1. You know, the one thing about what we've seen here late night with the Rays, with all of these managers' arguments and so forth, you just don't see that anymore. You know, it's kind of legislated away, highly frowned upon. There's a liner into left field that will be in there. Go all the way back to the base of the wall. Rex Snyder with the pickup. Trout has a double. His 9th of the year. This is one of the things the Angels are trying to get going, and the Rays hope they wait until after tomorrow, and that is hitting at home. You know, they're only 11 and 16 at home and hitting just .223 as a team in their home ballpark.
Yeah, which really flies in the face of conventional wisdom. You think you'd be comfortable here, but for whatever reason, and it's worked its way out into the record. I mean, you look at their record on the road, they're 10 games over 500 on the road, swinging the bats well, pitching well, but just have not performed here at Angel Stadium.
Justin Upton. Takes a strike. Upton, one of the strikeouts recorded by Romo in the first. Foul the other way. It's 0-2. Ryan Yarbrough into this game, his 11th appearance, with a record of 3-2. Done a little tap, that's foul. Trout has doubled after the strikeout of Zach Cozart. Strike pitch again. Fastball wide. Yarbrough has allowed 4 home runs total, 3 of them by left-handed hitters. Pretty close lefty-righty coming in. Righties hitting 207 off him and lefties 216. Popped up foul, and that will carry into the field seats. Been back in the lineup after being hit by a pitch in the opening game of this series. Chris Archer got him on the hand. Pitch drops low. 2-2. Trout at second. We're in the fourth. Close. That fastball just missed the corner. And now we go to 3-2.
Yeah, Sucre wanted that. Watch the body language here.
And a pretty good job of receiving that, too.
You're right into the zone. He gets that called a lot because of that subtle little movement, trying to keep the big part of the glove and his hand on the outside corner, even if he's catching it in the webbing just off the plate.
Fly ball, left center. Left Snyder and Malik Smith. Malik makes the catch. Now a tag. Trout's going to go to third without a play. Upton skies out. 2 gone with a man at third. Tonight's Geico flashback. May 4th, Albert Pujols becoming the 32nd member of the 3,000 hit club. With a base hit there against the Mariners. Picked up a base hit his first time up tonight. He moves ahead of Wade Boggs in the all-time hit list. Ball, no strikes. 3,011 hits, 620 home runs, and 1,939 runs batted in. So he's now 29th all by himself in the hit department. 7th in home runs and 7th in runs batted in. 2-1. Had him out in front. It's too close. 3 balls and a strike. 2 outs, a man at third. Yarbrough facing Pujols for the second time.
Having to work a little bit in this inning.
Foul back. 3-2.
He still continued trying to use the entire zone, work all his pitches in, work quickly. You know, he's already out of the stretch right now as Pujols is still not even in the batter's box getting set. And these Angel hitters, I'm sure this is part of the game plan. Try to slow Yarbrough down just a little bit, take him out of his comfort zone.
And he misses low with the fastball and walks Pujols. So the first walk given up by Rays pitching. The Angels have men at first and third, 2 outs, and Andrelton Simmons coming up. Simmons is one of the hitters in this Angel lineup who has hit well both on the road and at home. I mentioned the Rays winning the first 2 games here out in front of this one. So the Angels playing catch up, and the Angels have had trouble at home, but Simmons hitting .311 here this year.
Well, at .335 overall, I tell you, he is having quite the year offensively.
The pitch swung on and skied into center. Malik Smith is there to make the catch, and the Rays get out of that. 2 men left, no runs. We go to the 5th, 4-0 Rays. On to the 5th, the Rays lead 4-0 on the grand slam off the bat of Daniel Robertson. 104.3 miles per hour, 400 feet for the Robertson slam. And here's a curveball, and that's in there for a strike.
That's a pretty good ratio right there, 100 feet per run. How it works out. Not too shabby.
1-1. Robertson getting some distance on his home runs. He hit one connecting off Tropiano, and that one went 427 feet. But that one his first time at bat last night. His longest of the year was against Minnesota. He went 431 feet. Ground ball, deep short, gloved by Simmons, and a strike to first to get Robertson.
Well, Dwayne, let's take a look at a scouting report tonight on the Rays offense and what they've done since April the 16th. They were 3-12 at this point, and after that, about over 5 runs a game. That average first in Major League Baseball, on base percentage first. Doing a great job slugging. The home runs have come kind of in waves. Been streaky with the home run, but consistent with the extra base hit, the doubles. Got to make that man right there very happy.
Well, you score over 5 runs a game, you've got a pretty good shot.
Well, they give themselves the opportunities. 20 times they've had at least 10 hits in a game. That's almost half the schedule. I mean, that's impressive. You talk about having base runners, putting pressure on. Now you got to come through with the big hit to be able to score those runs. And sometimes you're not going to be able to, and you're disappointed. But at least you're giving yourself the chance.
It's fouled back by Crone. Now 1-2. Well, the Rays coming in second only to Boston in team average. The Red Sox hitting .269, the Rays .268. Look out, a hot shot off the screen and back into the stands.
That's why it's there. That was a bullet.
Boy, what a great idea that turned out to be.
And you know what? It's not noticeable.
No.
I mean, it's everybody worried about the sight lines, but you haven't heard a complaint from anybody.
Yeah.
Where is it, Dwayne?
Yeah, it's a non-factor. And Crone heads to first on the walk. So the on-base streak continues for C.J. Crone. He's been pretty amazing. Reached base now in 25 consecutive games dating back to the 21st of April. That's almost a month now he's been on. Put together a couple of nice hitting streaks during that stretch. There's Matt Duffy. A good take on a pitch away. Four walks allowed by Heaney. Ground ball. That's Kinsler moving to his left, out at second, and out at first. 4-6-3. And Duffy grounds into 2. Middle of the 5th. It's 4-0 Rays. at Anaheim, third game of this 4-game series. Reminder, visit a local participating 7-Eleven store. Pick up a Rays discount coupon for $7.11 tickets to the game Friday, May 25th against the Orioles. And keep saving with $5 Budweiser and Bud Lights exclusively on the Budweiser porch. Ages 21 and over, please drink responsibly. Ian Kinsler lifts one foul out of play. Now the Rays a game under 500, trying to get back to the 500 mark for the first time since they were 1-1. Little check swing. Yarbrough with the throw to first, and Kinsler is out to begin the home half of the fifth. Rays have had 4 previous opportunities to get to 500 when they were 1-2, 12-13, 13-14, and 15-16. So they have a chance here tonight. And the grand slam in the second inning by Daniel Robertson, providing the margin. The Rays hold now 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Robertson's 5th home run of the year, his first career grand slam. Here's Jeffrey Marte. Pitch is down. Marte caught looking in the third. That ball headed fair up the left field line as Marte reaches out. Refsnyder trying to hold him to a single, and he's going to be out at second base. Laz Diaz on the call. Refsnyder over to make the pickup, and a throw back to the Rays' young infielder Christian Arroyo there at second, who put the tag on Marte.
Boy, sloppy once again, trying to make something happen and trying to make too much happen. It's not like Marte is a burner. But yet he tries to get in there to second base. Credit Rob Refsnyder out there in left field, and there was no hesitation on Marte's part, and he wasn't even close.
And I like Arroyo going in head first on the tag.
I forget who cares if I get spiked in the ear. I'm making the out.
There's a strike now to Cole Calhoun.
It's just a flesh wound. That's what we have trainers for.
Nice job there on both ends of that play by the Rays. Calhoun fouls it back 0-2. Well, it's been a struggle for Cole Calhoun offensively, and the Angels really need his bat to be a significant part of their lineup and run production.
Yeah, and that's been the tough thing, because his defense in right field is so good. They don't want to, bring him out of the game. They don't want to rest him for an extended period. But the bat has been so bad that he's become an out in their lineup. And right now, as you had mentioned earlier, they are really struggling to score runs.
Yeah, he's hitting 128 at home coming into this game. Mike Scioscia looking for little signs that he's coming out of it. Tough, though.
Yeah.
This is a tough stretch for the Angels. Ground ball, that'll be foul. Look at Alfredo Griffin down there in the coaching box at first.
Like he's done it a few thousand times before.
That's right.
He's been a lonely man down there at first base on this homestand.
Well, he should be lonely for a couple days now.
It's fine.
Sunday's over, he'll be fine. 0-2 the count on Calhoun. Calhoun stepping back. Sergio Romo started. You heard right. Romo made the start, struck out the side in the first, gave way to Yarbrough. 2 outs, bases empty in the fifth. And a tap to the right side. Throw to Crone at first, and that takes care of Calhoun. Robertson over there to make that toss. On to the 6th, 4-0 Rays. We are right now. It all started with Sergio Romo making his first start in the major leagues after 588 appearances. And what did he do? He struck out the side.
Yeah, he certainly did not disappoint, Dwayne. And then he would turn it over to the offense. And with 2 outs and nobody out, the Rays would load the bases, and Daniel Robertson would unload 400 feet out there into the jungle.
He woke up Fred Flintstone in Bedrock City out there.
He did. And then Ryan Yarbrough. He would pick up where Sergio Romo left off in 4 innings of scoreless baseball, just 1 walk, a couple of strikeouts, and this game so far for the Rays, right where they want to be.
Wilson Ramos begins the 6th with a foul ball out of play. Strike 1. There's a liner in the center and a base hit. So Ramos is aboard. Leadoff single here in the 6th. Let's check in with Michelle.
Thanks so much, Dwayne. Well, in this edition of Chevy Prospect Spotlight, we're taking a look at Nick Solak, who is the Rays Minor League Player of the Week. And this season in AA Montgomery, he is hitting an impressive .308 with 5 home runs and 23 RBIs. The infielder was part of the Steven Souza Jr. trade and went to University of Louisville. Guys?
Yeah, well, the Rays, as you know, got him out of the Yankees system, known for his bat. And boy, he got off to a great start here early this past week.
Yeah, a little bit of a stumble down the stretch. It makes you wonder if maybe the Player of the Week award was decided on Wednesday.
Well, I guess he was hot enough early to make it comfortable enough to do that.
That far out in front of everybody?
I mean, that's how hot he was.
Apparently.
1-1 to count on Christian Arroyo. Ramos aboard. Two and one. Arroyo line to short in the 3rd. Call out on strikes on a breaking ball in the 2nd inning. Now the count's even, 2-2. Rob Refsnyder on deck. Did he go? He checked. That's going to run the count to 3-2. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, on the call down at first. Says Arroyo held up. And a pitch wide. He checks on this one. So Arroyo heads to first, pushing Ramos into second base. That's 5 walks given up by Heaney. It's over half as many as he'd walked all year through his first 6 starts.
Yeah, an amazing number for Heaney. Hasn't approached that in can't tell you when. But I'll tell you what, the Rays were able to cash in on a couple of them earlier, and now you got 2 runners aboard, nobody out. Ref Snyder here at the plate. Does he swing away? Do they put the bunt down and try to move runners? You never know with this team.
He rolls it to first. The throw to second. Out there, the throw back to first with Heaney covering, and a nice job to dig that one out by the Angels pitcher, setting up first and third with 1 out.
Boy, saved a run. You know, Andrelton Simmons is rushing that throw, trying to give himself a chance for a double play, and he spikes it. Really good job by Heaney.
Well, Johnny Field now with a chance. 1 gone, first and third. 88 pitches for Heaney so far as he works in the 6th inning. And the pitch is wide. Heaney coming off an 8-inning outing of 100 pitches against Houston. It was 5 days ago. He won a 2-1 decision. And gave up just 1 run on 4 hits and only 1 walk. He had 10 strikeouts in that game. And they have Ramirez, the right-hander, up in the bullpen. We saw him for an inning and a third last night. A 1-0 count on Field. So the Rays trying to get Ramos home from third. Brett Snyder, the trailing runner, across the diamond at first. It's a strike at the knees. Field with his base hit tonight, now hitting over 300 since being called up from Durham. There's the first and third arrangement. And a foul ball back. That fastball was up, out over the plate, and up maybe out of the zone. Field took a rip and fouled it.
Well, and now that you got a hitter, you know, chasing that fastball up and out of the zone, now you can go right back down, try to change the eye level down at the bottom or below the zone with something soft. Because Heaney right now needs a ground ball double play or he needs a strikeout. He cannot afford the Rays to let the Rays extend this lead.
And a cut and a miss. So he comes back with the breaking ball and gets the strikeout he was looking for.
Well, you were thinking to yourself, well, what does he feel more comfortable in, the breaking ball or the changeup? You raise the eye level of a hitter and you get him swinging. That's a double whammy. And now you come down below the zone with something off speed, and he does get the strikeout.
Well, let's see what Malik Smith can do against the lefty. Malik's reached on an error and scored in the 2nd. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th inning, so officially 0 for 2, but he does have a run scored. Anytime he puts the ball into play, anything could happen with his speed. And this one gets away, and a start down the line, but Ramos decides to play it safe. Maldonado quickly, about half the way toward the backstop to the left side, pounced on that one. But moving up to second base is Rev Snyder. So a wild pitch charged to Heaney. And the Rays have two men in scoring position now. It's 1-1. Breaking ball got the swing and miss. The Rays with 4 runs tonight. They've had 15 runs in the first 2 games of this series on 29 hits and 6 home runs. 4 on one swing of the bat on the grand slam by Daniel Robertson tonight. An opportunity to tack on. And that's a strike to put Malix down. Heaney found the zone with a fastball.
Yeah, maybe his best velocity of the night, 93. Boy, pitching for his baseball life right here as far as his game is concerned. It's starting to get late. His offense has been non-existent and just cannot let anything else in.
That's low. 2-2. On deck, Jesus Sucre. Robertson, the difference in the game right now. Alex getting time, stepping back. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss. Alex Smith out on strikes, and the Rays leave 2 men in scoring position. Bottom of inning 6 coming, 4-0 Tampa Bay. By your Southern Chevy dealers. by Eldorado's Memorial Day sales event going on now in all Eldorado Furniture showrooms and by your local Ford dealers. Great to have you with us. Late night with the Rays from Anaheim.
Oh, fight the power, Dwayne.
Hey, it was
Fight it.
It was Preakness Day.
And that was you.
That was back when we, all our crew, went to the Preakness.
I did not go with you guys on that
Yeah,
day. I'm
you were-
sorry that I missed it.
You were busy working.
I was busy working. Should have taken that day off. Anyway, I love how that was when Afrojack took the stage, is when that picture was taken. I know that you always claim.
Oh, shot in and out of the glove
Good
by
back to
Yarbrough. And he makes the play. Yarbrough, sitting on the infield, got rid of that ball to get Maldonado at first. Nicely done.
It certainly was. That ball was stung by Maldonado. And if it was just a simple go get the ball, make the throw, but a lot happened right there. Glove almost got knocked off the hand. Boom. Okay, good recovery. Up and down the hill. Whoa. How about that throw, though?
Great control.
Listen, a command and control guy can throw from any position.
Yep.
But again, going back to that picture, that was you when Afrojack took the stage. You were all about it, and yet you continue to this day claim that you were hailing a cab, and that's just a lie.
Really hurt that you would say that. One ball, one strike.
I'd like
here
to
on
say
Kozar.
because I was there,
Yeah.
but I wasn't.
Well, the testimony you've gotten in support of your position is unreliable.
That was very official. That
It's
was almost a statement.
Why 2-1?
Was that a cab? Were you close enough to a road to hail a cab, or were you more than
at the very back edge of the crowd, trying to beat the crowd, get a cab to go back to the hotel?
I think you were basically saying, Afrojack, speak the truth. Speak the truth. That's what I thought.
Well, still a point in dispute. 2-2 now to Kozar. A foul ball that caught a part of Sucre. Well, to me, the highlight of that experience were the pants. Look at Todd Callis and the pants. And he attracted all kinds of attention with his pants, which has happened before, but especially this day. And Johnny O there, on the far side.
Well, how about with he had the I Love Lamp shirt on from Anchorman.
Yes, he did.
I Love Lamp, and KP had the fedora.
Yep.
And then Todd with the everybody check out my pants routine.
And a couple people did.
Oh, yeah.
We really kind of miss him.
He's watching.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. And really happy that we're talking about his pants. But he's the one who wore them.
He tends to walk
attention.
with his leading the way with his hips. This has got to end.
Yes, it does. There's a ball too low, and the count is full. One out, bases empty.
Never needed Yarbrough to have a quicker inning than right now, because things are starting to unravel.
It's been a long road trip. We traveled all the way across the country. Looking forward to going home after tomorrow. 3-2 is popped up just in the nick of time for the second out. Crone takes care of that. 2 outs, bases empty. And here's Mike Trout, who has a double tonight. He is 1 for 2, our Toyota inside look. And Mike Trout, all the players in baseball, we've talked about this before, Trout, you see all of the numbers and accolades and accomplishments, starting with his Rookie of the Year honors, and then he just built from there. Pitch is high. Trout he's one of those guys on the West Coast. Here you are in the Los Angeles market, but I think it gives you an idea as far as the rest of the country. They acknowledge him as such a great player, and I really believe he's, just off the top of your head, top 3. We love Mookie Betts, the way he plays. Altuve, really something special. And Trout, something special as well.
I think that, for me, it would boil down to Trout and Mookie. And I think that Trout, his body of work, a little bit longer. It's just amazing. And the one thing that stood out on that list of accomplishments was top 4 in MVP voting last 6 seasons.
Yeah.
You talk about consistently putting up ridiculous numbers in seasons, defensively, offensively, stealing bases, hitting home runs.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, there are so many good young players in the game now that have entered into the conversation a little bit.
That's right.
The season that Altuve put together last year, and Mookie Betts, we see enough of him.
Yep.
We want to talk about him. We're going to see him when we go back home.
Pitch in on him a bit, and he pops it into the outfield. Out there to make the catch, Arroyo from second base. 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the 7th. 4-0 Rays. We invite you to stay tuned immediately following the Rays Live postgame show for in-depth analysis of Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Lightning and the Capitals. Lightning winning that game 3-2. We'll have everything you need to know on the Lightning Live postgame show tonight on Fox Sports Sun after Rays Live. So the Lightning up 3-2 in that series.
I'll tell you what you need to know is that Lightning team's got some intestinal fortitude. They lost the first 2 games of the series at home.
Yep.
And you're like, really? Now where do you go? You just reel off 3 straight. You go into Washington, you knock them off twice. You come back home, you jump out to an early lead, you hold on, you win.
Yeah. Yeah, they're special. There's no question about that.
Wow.
Well, we go to the 7th inning. A new pitcher, Noe Ramirez, takes over with a left-hander, Andrew Heaney. Sucre with a walk and a run scored, 0 for 1. And the first pitch is a breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Ramirez worked an inning and a third last night. That's foul down in front of Ozzie Timmons and up the right field line. A couple of strikeouts and a hit allowed by Ramirez last night. This is game 3 of this series. The Rays will be facing Shohei Ohtani tomorrow afternoon. Fouled away. Tapper foul. Well, the matchup tomorrow, Ohtani for the Angels and a bullpen day for the Rays. And the question is, who will start? And I have to believe, of all the choices, among them will be Romo again.
That'd make for a great story.
It would be a great story.
I mean, 588 career appearances all out of the bullpen.
Yep.
84 saves, back end of the bullpen guy. Now, and then you get to start 2 Major League Baseball games in a row.
He will have gone from a closer, because he did close, had some couple of really great years with the Giants.
Yeah.
A closer. He'll go from a closer to an opener. What he's going to be is not a starting pitcher, but an opener. Sucre rolls it to Kinsler at second.
And what better way to do it than back-to-back games?
Yep.
He may be back at the hotel right now getting sleep, get ready for the day game tomorrow. He only threw 1 inning.
Yep. 18 pitches and struck out the side.
Which, by the way, how could you have scripted that any better for him?
Well, the difference in this game is Daniel Robertson. The Rays kept the inning going on an error, loaded the bases, and Robertson hit a grand slam. He takes ball 1 down from Ramirez. 6 innings for Heaney. 3 hits, 4 runs, 0 earned runs. Gave up the homer, walked 5, threw a wild pitch, struck out 7.
Well, he did settle down and give his offense an opportunity to get back in the game. Thus far, they've not been able to do that. But you got to credit him after a rough start. You know, a lot of walks. He did give the Rays, some opportunities to be able to hit that grand slam. But after that, shut him down.
Now it's 2-1.
You have to start Romo. I like where your head's at.
I think you do. Why not?
You have to. You have to. I'll be so disappointed if I wake up tomorrow morning and he's not starting.
I know. I'm really looking forward to see what they do. That'd be great. There's a strike. 2-2.
Here's the thing. When they start Romo tomorrow, we gotta cover him in the open. Again.
Oh yeah.
2
sure.
days in a row.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tapper foul. 1 out. Bases empty. We're in the top of the 7th. Well, they're positioned perfectly to do that with the 1 inning tonight. Because here's the deal. You go home, have an off day Monday. So you could certainly do that.
Get your rest. Everybody's ready to go on Tuesday. And you got another lefty in Anthony Banda. You're going to bring in after, so it's that righty lefty thing again.
Well, they may be onto something. C.J. Cron on deck.
Makes it fun for us.
Yes, it does. And Robertson is headed to first. Take a look. He started to go and check. Ooh. The Rays
Thank you.
get a little break right there.
Yes, sir.
Maldonado is thinking that was the second out. It's a walk. C.J. Cron over to first. Robertson back in. The question has been posed to us, and here's something for our staff to address, our extensive staff. If Romo does start, how many times in Major League history have we had a pitcher start 2 consecutive games without rain or weather being an issue? And even then, you don't see it a lot. If they actually start. 1-0 the count to C.J. Cron. understand our staff is way ahead of us and already feverishly researching that. Backhand at first base, Robertson. Cut and a miss by Crone. 1-1. Sucre grounded out. Robertson drew the walk.
No.
Crone, who walked in the fifth, 0 for 2 tonight, and a 1-1 count here in the seventh against Ramirez. There's a long one, but it's going to be well foul. The breaking ball, and he hit that one into the upper deck, but well foul. You don't settle in up there thinking we'll probably get a foul ball.
No.
But they did.
That is a long way from home plate.
The 1-2. Ground ball hits the mound and skips through into center field. Robertson advances to second. Crone is aboard, and the Rays trying to build an inning in the seventh with one out. They put men at first and second for Matt Duffy.
Middle of the field. Well, he just kind of swatted that baseball. He's a strong guy. That got into center field rather quickly. And the Rays able to put a couple more base runners aboard, threaten once again. You'd love to get out of this 4-run range and tack on a couple here.
Well, Duffy walked his first time since then. It struck out and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. Shoots it up the right side, out of play, foul. Duffy back active. Rays placed Danny Echeverria on the 10-day disabled list, retroactive a day or two, and they recall Ryan Stanek from the Durham Bulls. Oh, this one all the way to the backstop. And the runners will advance to second and third. Pretty good care of Maldonado. In fact, he came up and was looking at third and then second to see if he had a play anywhere. But they move up on a wild pitch.
Yeah, credit the hustle of Robertson and Crone, because you're right off the glove.
Well, it's going to be a pass ball.
Oh, well, you know what?
Up.
Yeah, I mean, probably should have been able to flag that down, but I'm going to put Duffy on now.
So that loads the bases. They'll get Wilson Ramos, so they're betting they can get the double play ground ball here out of Ramos, and let's see if the Rays catcher can cross him up.
We're trying to think about getting that ball elevated, something that he's been doing a better job of as he's swung the bat better and more home runs, getting that ball into the outfield. Ramirez wants to come at him with, you know, that little sinker that's got some run to it, more than likely the slider too, and you may see that pitch number 1.
And that's in there for a strike.
I think that's exactly where he wanted it, but that's the pitch that he chose. Trying to get something breaking down and away from Ramos and to get him to roll it over.
Ramos behind in the count with a foul ball, 0-2. Rays riding a 5-game winning streak and a 6-3 road trip so far. Will tap toward shortstop. Out at second and out at first. They get the double play. 6-4-3. And the Rays want to say, hang on just a second. They want to check with the video crew. It was a close play at first. Started by Simmons, the turn. And I think they're going to take a look. Very close over there, and they'll take a look. Him and Cash decides it's worth a shot.
Well, it's getting later in the game, and you know, if it would be overturned, it would lead to a run.
I'm going to tell you, that's pretty close.
That's a great shot of that foot coming down, and that very well could go the Rays' way, and it's certainly close enough to take a look. They've got a pretty good chance on this one. We'll see, but man, they got to credit Wilson Ramos hustling down the line. And
when you see Ramos and Ozzie Timmons looking at the big video board here, it's an out call at first, and the Rays hoping that there's enough evidence to overturn it. While Ramirez, just in case, taking a couple of tosses just to stay loose. And he is safe, so the Rays will get that run. Robertson crosses the plate. Cron's going to be at third. So it turns out to be a fielder's choice, and the Rays pick up their 5th run of the night. Ramos safely aboard now at first. And with that, we're going to have a pitching change with Arroyo due up. We'll be back in a moment. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. And the Angels make a pitching change. Hey, don't miss your chance to play for the massive Powerball jackpot. Pick your lucky numbers as you usually do. Get your Powerball ticket at any Florida Lottery retailer. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. By the way, that was a massive jackpot. And check your tickets because the winner has been drawn. So double check your tickets and see. It may just change your life in ways that you can't imagine. The Angels changed pitchers, and Justin Anderson, he comes into this game with a very big arm.
Well, and that has led to 15 strikeouts in just over 10 innings, 10 in the third.
And Joey Wendell will come off the bench. He is the pinch a penny pinch hitter. He'll hit for Arroyo, so the Rays want the left-handed bat against Anderson. Ramos at first. Crone at third. Wendell takes ball one. Five-run ball game right now. 1-1. Wendell hit third in the lineup last night, had a couple hits, went 2 for 5. Big cut on the big fastball at 98.
That just powered into the zone by Anderson. Boy, up and in. And Joey Wendell, big velocity. Now that fastball straight, but powerfully straight.
Into the dirt, blocked by Maldonado. 2-2.
4 pitches here. 3 of them have been breaking balls.
Wendell waiting, 2 on. 2-2 the count. He shoots it toward right field. Calhoun closing is there, making the catch. The Rays pick up a run. 7th inning stretch time. 5-0 Tampa Bay. In the middle of the 7th inning. Here's what's coming your way tomorrow on Rays Live. Pre-game show again presented by your local Honda dealers. Sunday is a fun day, game show day. And we'll have a road trip rewind. Right now the Rays 6-3 on this road trip. One begins at 3:30 tomorrow. Joey Wendell takes over at second base. And in the bottom of the 7th, Justin Upton will lead off against Ryan Yarbrough. 70 pitches for Yarbrough, 45 strikes. And here is Upton.
Well, and it could not have, Dwayne, it could not have gone any more according to plan for the Rays. I mean, here it is, Ryan Yarbrough pitching into the 7th inning here, just the 2nd time that he's faced Justin Upton, the number 3 hitter. I mean, the computers are high-fiving themselves, sending each other messages, alarms are going off.
Lights are blinking.
Yes.
Pretty good line for Yarbrough so far. And he's ahead of Upton, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, this is according to script. Now, they've got to finish it off, but boy, have they put themselves in great position here. The offense has done enough to give them a 5-run cushion.
And the cut and a miss. Upton is out on strikes. 3rd strikeout for Yarbrough. 1 out in the 7th, and now the designated hitter, Albert Pujols, will come to the plate. There's a strike. Pujols came to the U.S. as a teenager from the Dominican Republic. Out of play, and the count will be 0-2. And went to high school in Independence in the Kansas City area, the home of the former president Harry Truman. Swing and a miss. Pujols out on strikes.
I know you're a big fan of the president.
I am. Presidential libraries out there.
Shortstop number 2.
Well, nice job by Yarbrough on Pujols. Andrelton Simmons. Pitch is too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Simmons last time hit a fly ball to Smith in center. Also is grounded into a double play. Pops it up, foul ball. Sucre right there to make the catch, and a quick bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th, 5-0 Rays. by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Freedom Boat Company, the freedom to be on the water without the hassle of boat ownership. And by your local Honda dealer.
I'll tell you what, I've heard a little about
Late night with the Rays.
see,
Did
that's
you park that outside?
that is garbage. That is hot garbage right there. Is what that is. Well, superimposing my head.
Ref Snyder taking a strike.
You know what? They want to come at me.
Yep.
That's fine. You just start calling people out.
Strike two to Ref Snyder. It's not midnight yet.
And you know what? This guy doesn't care. Not even a little bit. Not after that. And then they put the one up there with that when I had the Rayhawk.
Yeah.
The only guy that had a crosswalk in his Rayhawk, which led to the bald head. Actually, it was a good thing that happened back then.
Well, the Rays facing Justin Anderson. You got Wendell on a fly ball to end the seventh, and now Ref Snyder strikes out. First man here in the eighth. Ref Snyder had to duck that peg down to first. Maldonado going first base to throw it around after the strikeout.
Yeah, you assume, heading up the third base line, but you're right. Ref Snyder walking across the plate. Maldonado's got to go over the top of his head. I'll tell you what, Justin Anderson, what we're seeing here is explosive stuff, fastball and the slider, but boy, does he have a delivery that is got some effort that is put into it. I think that's why you see, like another young guy with a great arm, it comes down to command. Can you command it enough to be effective in a late inning role? Like Sosha trying to find that out.
This one in there for a strike on field. 1-1. Strike two. He's ahead of field. A ball, 2 strikes. Upstairs, 2-2. Anderson coming out of the 2014 June draft. Out of Houston, he went to school at the University of Texas, San Antonio. And now he's 2-2 with field. And that is strike 3 call, 99.
Well, we've seen a lot of off speed here from Anderson, even with that 98, 99 mile hour fastball, but that is firm. Just a dart, straight as an arrow.
So we've seen 3 hitters, retired them all. He got Wendell to fly to right to end the 7th. Now 2 strikeouts in the 8th. There's Malik Smith. Alex reached on an error his first time. That was back in the 2nd. All of that kept the inning going and led to the grand slam by Daniel Robertson. He's got another run in the 7th. '98 is low. 1-0. 2-0. It's been a busy travel year already for Anderson. He started the year at AA at Mobile and then wound up at Salt Lake and then got called to the big leagues.
And you gladly put all those miles behind you to get here. Yeah, that's the thing that you really don't take into account. You get to Mobile, you got to find a place to live. You got to get it furnished. You move in, you get ready to go. Maybe you got a roommate, maybe you don't. Who knows? And then all of a sudden you get called up. I got to move out of here.
Yeah.
I'm going to Salt Lake, same thing. Now I'm going over here. Got to find a place to live here. It's going to be the hotel. They're going to put me in an apartment. Do I end up going back to Salt Lake? Do I keep that place? Do I not keep that place? Can I get this guy out? Is the fastball a good pitch here? All the things that go through your mind.
And now 3-0 pitch is a strike to Smith, 3-1. And whether you stay or not all depends on command of some great stuff here at 98 and 99, and to see what you can complement it with once in a while.
You want to pitch well enough that they foreclose on you in Mobile and Salt Lake.
Ground ball headed toward the middle, and a base hit. That was 98, right back through the middle and on through. And Malik Smith has a hit.
He was one of the few Ray hitters that saw the fastball multiple times. And so finally he's able to time one up here, gets one in the middle of the plate, and just slaps it right back through the middle of the field.
Jesus Sucre will bat. The oven mid on the left hand.
He may be going too, so keep your eye on him. 2 outs. Rays, they're looking to extend this lead.
He draws the throw. Malik's back in. Eighth inning of this game. Into the dirt, thrown away. Alex on his way to second base. Marte to retrieve it. It's an error charge to Anderson. So Alex didn't have to steal second.
No, you know what he's done tonight, though, is he's forced 2 bad throws. One from Marte, trying to retire him at first and lead Heaney to the bag, and then right there on the pickoff play, thinking the same thing that we are, that he may at some point be going, forces a bad throw there from Anderson.
So speed and scoring position at second. Jim Johnson, the veteran right-hander, up in the bullpen. And Sucre now will try to get an additional run home. And there's a strike on the slider. That's foul right back. A couple back-to-back sliders, and this time Sucre swinging fouls it. Pretty close. And the slider there, a little bit wide. Anderson trying to walk off the mound on that one.
A little bit of a stroll, and when that doesn't get called, you better hustle back up there so as not to ensure that the strike zone starts to shrink.
And it's 2-2. Robertson on deck. Rays 6-1 in their last 7 games following a 5-game losing streak. A little tapper headed toward the middle, backhanded by Kinsler. He outs time. Makes the throw, and the Rays leave a man do not score. Bottom of the 8th coming, 5-0. The 8th inning coming up on Rays Live, the postgame, presented by WB Mason. We'll anchor the coverage here from the booth in Anaheim. We'll hear from Kevin Cash, his postgame press conference, minor league updates from around the Rays farm system as well. Ryan Yarbrough to open the bottom of the 8th to begin his 7th inning. He has 79 pitches through the 6 innings he's worked so far. And Ian Kinsler takes ball 1. There's the breakout on Yarbrough so far. 2-0. Two and one. Shot back into deep left field. Brett Snyder on the run. That's off the wall. Brett Snyder a little trouble picking it up, but Kinsler is on his way to second with a double. That's double number 6 on the year.
Just got to pitch it, just a mistake. That's all that was, nothing. Kinsler's an aggressive hitter. He got a fastball out and over. Sometimes that's the way it goes, simple as that.
Now Jeffrey Marte. 4 hits allowed by Yarbrough. Marte has one of them. He singled in the 5th. 1 ball, no strikes. Way wide, 2-0. Prior to that double, Yarbrough had retired 7 in a row. He's managed to scatter the 4 hits and hoping he can do that here. The runner takes off for third and no throw. Sucre looking down there, and Duffy was not near the bag. And a stolen base for Kinsler. 2-1 the count on Marte. Fourth steal and 5 attempts for Kinsler.
Boy, never looked at him. He got a walking, running lead almost.
That's a strike. And that's happened before with Yarborough, focusing on the hitter and not paying attention to the runner. He's been taken advantage of a couple times. Comes in and a foul ball on the fastball in at 88.
You know, sometimes you have these runners back there and you look at them, you stare at them, you look twice. Sometimes you don't look at him at all, and you get him wondering, when is he going to look, when's he going to look, and by that time you've delivered it to the plate. But you're right. Base stealers out there have picked up on that no look at times and been able to get over to third base.
It's going to be a foul ball and out of play. The Yankees beat Kansas City. Boston won, beating Baltimore. Rays started the day 8 back. They have a lead, hoping to stay 8 back. Toronto 9 back, and Baltimore 16.5 back. Little tap towards short. The run's going to score. Then the throw to first in time. So Kinsler crosses the plate. Marte is the out. The Angels get a run. It's 5-1.
Crowd very excited about that run. It's been a struggle for this team to score, and a Bronx cheer in Anaheim.
Spread all the way to the West Coast, that Bronx cheer.
Well, it's been a tough homestand. You know, this is game 10 of an 11-game homestand, and if they don't come back and win this ball game, the Angels will have gone 3-7 so far. Offense, big reason why, or lack of offense, I should say.
And you know, you think about it, they got off to their best start ever.
Yeah.
In the history of this franchise. That goes back to 1961, the first year of the Angels. They were 13-3 coming into this one at home. They were 11-16. So Chris Young announced as the pinch hitter for Calhoun. And we'll take a look at how frustrating it's been for the Angels recently in this 4-game losing streak, averaging just under 2 runs a game and hitting only 175. The bullpen's been an issue. Look at the starters' ERA, 2.38.
Bullpen has not gotten the job done, and the offense has been anemic.
The Rays break up the meeting. 1 out, base is empty, and it's Young against Yarborough. First pitch is up and away. 1-0. And a check swing, ground ball short. Robertson, low throw, and Crone can't come up with it. Crone thought he might be able to cradle that one and come up. Robertson's throw a little short. So Young will reach.
But Daniel Robertson's been very good out in the field, and I think on this throw he rushed it just a little bit. Had more time than he thought, and by rushing that throw, it's into the dirt, and it's a tough chance for Crone.
Third error charged to Robertson this year. And now with a man at first and 1 out, Kevin Cash takes a stroll to the mound. We'll be back in a moment.
5-1, and Ryan Yarbrough, what a job that he did. Coming on after Sergio Romo struck out the side in the first, and he was fantastic. Turning the double play himself right there. Good 90-mile-an-hour fastball at the bottom of the zone for a strikeout. Had 4 of those. Just gave up the 1 earned run so far, a walk, 6 1/3 innings. I'll tell you, his previous high was 5. Went out there and outdid that by 4 outs, and a great job. And we talked about the game plan coming in, and to this point, it could not have worked out any better for the Rays as far as the pitching end of things here tonight. And he'll give way to Chaz Rowe.
Martin Maldonado, the hitter, Rowe on for the 23rd time. Runner at first, 1 out, 1 in. Ball 1 inside. Rowe in the 16 1/3 innings, 20 strikeouts, 7 walks. Pitch is high, 2-0. Stanek, called from the minor leagues, and he's up in the bullpen. Upstairs, Rowe falls behind 3-0. Five-1 ball game. Kinzel's leadoff double has been converted into a run. There's a strike. 3-1 now. Romo started, worked 1. Yarbrough 6 1/3. And now it's in the hands of Chaz Rowe. Kyle Snyder, the Rays pitching coach, looking on. Ground ball third. Duffy to second, 1. Windows throw to first, around the horn on the double play. 5-4-3 to retire the side. A run scored in the inning. 1 hit, 1 error, nobody left. It's 5-1 as we head into the 9th inning. Take this lead into the 9th inning. MLB At Bat, your #1 Rays app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this year. Get Rays home screen icons and features such as MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Jim Johnson, the veteran right-hander, becomes pitcher number 4 for Mike Scioscia, making his 24th appearance already. Comes in 2-1 with a 430 earned run mark.
Well, the Rays saw him in the opening game, I believe, of this series. They were able to get to him and have some success.
Now on the top of the order, Daniel Robertson to begin the 9th. Chris Young's in the game, stays in to play right. And there's a strike to begin the 9th. Robertson with a grand slam in the 2nd inning. He walked and scored in the 7th. Bonefish Grill, fresh catch of the game. Caught that pitch from the starter, Andrew Heaney, and hit it out. That was a 400-foot blast.
Catch and release right there.
Foul ball, 0-2.
Dropped the big one here tonight, Dwayne.
Yes, he did.
See if he could drop 2 big ones.
This one is foul back. Oh, 2 and a chop to short, charged by Simmons. This throw is right on the money. 1 gone in the 9th. C.J. Cron. Well, Cron had a base hit in the 7th inning after reaching on a walk in the 5th. Pitch is too low. 1 ball, no strikes. That's a little foul ball. 1-1. The Rays trying to get to 500 for the first time since they were 1-1. Hot shot, just fouled outside of 3rd. Now goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rays got 4 unearned runs off the Angels starter. Another run off Ramirez. This one is fouled back, 1-2. Upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch is low, and that takes the count full. Matt Duffy on deck. And a cut and a miss. Cron is out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. A ground ball and a strikeout against Jim Johnson. Here's Matt Duffy. Went on a couple times tonight. He walked into 1st, intentionally walked in the 7th. Otherwise, a strikeout and a double play ball, and there's a strike. short. Simmons throws a strike to first. 3 up, 3 down for the Rays in the ninth. Angels will have the top of the order due up. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning. It's late night with the Rays from Angel Stadium. Rays hold a 5-1 lead. Trying to close out another win and extend their streak to 6. 5 runs, 5 hits for the Rays. 1 run, 4 hits for the Angels.
Who was that in the picture?
Who was that guy?
I'm going to call him Reggie.
Well, the new pitcher is Ryan Stanek. First pitch is too high. Fastball at 98 to Zach Cozart. Goes back from Durham, 4th appearance. And there's a fastball for a strike. 1-1.
The fastball's never been a question with Stanek, and we know he can run it up there, upper 90s. It's the off-speed pitches, what's going to come around, and we've seen some improvement on that end this season.
And there's a strike call. Chaz Rowe came on, got a double play ball to end the 8th. Now Stanek trying to get the first out in the 9th. Instead, a base hit off a fastball, and Cozart takes it the other way. Leadoff single. Hit number 5 for the Angels.
And probably not going to be able to pull this pitch as it's up and away, but with it being elevated, all you got to do is get the bat out there. And you got to get it out there quick, there's no doubt, because of the velocity, but Cozart had a wide open right side of the field to work with. Took full advantage.
Now Mike Trout. Trout 1 for 3 with a double in the 4th. He looks at a fastball at 98 in the zone, strike 1. Long one to left. Ref Snyder's going to run out of room, and that one is out of here. Trout turns a 99-mile-per-hour fastball around and makes it 5-3. 14th home run of the year for Trout, and immediately Kevin Cash is on that bullpen phone.
Oh, that ball right down the middle. Mike Trout, that uppercut swing, caught it clean. Brought this place alive.
So Stanek faces two men, gives up the home run. Pitching change coming, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Into the bottom of the ninth inning. Stanek giving up the single to Cozart after getting ahead. And then on an 0-1 pitch, Mike Trout turned the 99-mile-per-hour fastball right around and hit it out to left. It's 5-3.
Well, here it is. Boom. I mean, that ball was right down the middle. You've got to be able to catch up to it. Mike Trout, after having watched that previous fastball, timed it up a little bit, got one that he could handle, and cut the deficit in half.
430 feet. And the call goes to Alex Colomé. He still now has to deal with the middle part of this order. Upton, Pujols, and Simmons do. 21st appearance for Colomé. Pitch is down and away. Upton twice has struck out, hit a fly ball to center the other time. Taps it foul. Picked up his 9th save Wednesday in Kansas City in the 5-3 win. Comes in into a 5-3 game tonight. And a chop to third, glove by Duffy, and the throw to first. Upton is retired. One away. Now it'll be Albert Pujols. Pujols tonight has a single, a walk, and a strikeout. He's 2 for 7 with a home run in his career against Colomé. Takes ball one upstairs. the end of the bat. Foul ball, 1-1. Mike Trout has made it a 5-3 game with his 14th home run. And a cut and a miss. That gives Colome a 1-2 edge in the count.
Kind of like a backup cutter here. Just kind of stayed up above the swing. This part of the game, a 2-run lead. You'll take strikes, you'll take outs, any way you can get them. Just finish this thing off.
A long one down the left side. That's a foul ball. The count is still 1-2. Gave this crowd a little more life off the bat, but foul. A little better than 37,000 here tonight in Anaheim. One, 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Andrews and Simmons on deck. And a cut and a miss. He got Pujols to chase. That's out number 2.
That's when the cutter looks like a slider. Able to get on top of it, drive the pitch downhill. That ball was well off the plate, well below the zone.
Well, 2 gone with the bases empty. One more big out to get. Andrews and Simmons entered the day the 4th leading hitter in the American League, and he's 0 for 3 tonight. And up here now with the bases empty and 2 gone in the bottom of the 9th. That one is sent foul up the right field side, out of play. Trout with a 2-run homer. 2 gone now, bases empty. And a ground ball through the mound, and it's picked up by Wendell, who throws him out to end it. Colome took a swipe at it, got by him, but Wendell was there just back of the bag to grab it and end it. And the Rays win this one 5-3. They've extended their winning streak now to 6, and they get to the 500 mark at 22-22. 500 for the first time since they were 1 up and 1 down, and here is the final out.
Like just by Colome, but Joey Wendell, well positioned, finishes them off.
So for the Rays, 5 runs, 5 hits, an error, with